New Nintendo 3DS maintains the high build quality and high standards of the previous model, but this iteration offers some neat improvements that make it, so far, a faster, better handheld gaming device. IGN imported a new Nintendo 3DS from Japan, but you should be aware there's also an XL model. After extended hands-on time, there's certainly a lot to talk about, so let's dive in and take a closer look. From the second I first held new Nintendo 3DS, one thing was clear. This is a solid piece of equipment that's up to par with Nintendo's design standards. The device is slightly larger than the original, and Nintendo has abandoned the multi-layered look of the system in favor of a flat base, two-tone exterior that's flush from all sides. The rounded corners and matte finish feel good, despite losing the cool metallic look of the previous model. In terms of overall hardware changes, Nintendo shuffles around a few key features. The cartridge slot is now located at the front base of the unit, a few inches away from the 3.5mm headphone jack and the stylus. The power button is also moved to the front of the device as well. Nintendo has opted to support high-capacity micro SD cards with this unit, but wirelessly transferring data over a local network to the new card takes a long time. We recommend the method using a PC to switch the content manually instead. The processor and Wi-Fi capabilities show significant improvement over the current available model. It can boot up an SD card installed copy of Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS in roughly 15 seconds. It took 30 seconds off of an SD card on the current 3DS XL. The system can boot up side applications like Miiverse and web pages much faster too. The LCD screens are a tad bigger, but new Nintendo 3DS still uses the same 800 by 240 pixel resolution for its top screen, while the bottom screen remains 320 by 240 pixels. The colors on screen appear a bit more vibrant, but it's not a huge difference. Improved glasses-free stereoscopic 3D is the most pronounced feature on new Nintendo 3DS. A nifty head tracking feature helps maintain 3D images longer, and I don't have to worry about losing it because of momentarily shifting my hands. It works so much better than the previous model. In fact, that I'm considering revisiting a lot of games in the library just to see them without the accidental double vision I suffered last time around. Looking away from the screen by turning my head left or right did cause the head tracking to lose me for a second, but it takes a quick moment for the system to find me again and correct the 3D effect. Nintendo also introduced a Seastick above the A, B, X, and Y buttons. The stick itself has the rubbery, stiff feel of a small pencil eraser. It senses drags, pulls, and flicks fairly well, which helps in Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS if you need a C-Stick option. As a primary means for camera control in a third-person action game like Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, it feels up to snuff. But I have to wonder if a fast-paced first-person shooter could still get the same use out of it. The 3DS library has a handful of games that support a second analog stick, so it remains to be seen how much support this edition will actually receive. An inner set of shoulder buttons labeled ZL and ZR can be found across the back of the device when playing games. The new buttons mirror the same placement of the first classic controller for Wii. Presently, they don't do much. In Smash Bros., they mirror the same settings as the L and R buttons. At half the size of the outer buttons, it feels weird to fumble between the ZR and R buttons, for example. New Nintendo 3DS has interesting changes indeed. The improved 3D makes me want to go back and try out a bunch of prior games on the new system. The C-Stick feels surprisingly responsive, despite the fact that it doesn't ever really move. Hopefully, as more software is released, we'll finally be able to see what this iteration can really do. For more Nintendo 3DS coverage, keep it right here at IGN.